What we just spoke about in the locker room is just the resiliency we've shown throughout the season in terms of, I think, a chip on our shoulder trying to prove everyone wrong, and that we feel in that locker room that we got something special going on in Portland, and we've three of these wins have been in the clutch in very close games. And I think that's one of the things I'm proudest about, just in terms of in those games, not only have we come down from like 12 points, and it was the same again tonight, but the way they closed it out with such composure was just incredible. So really proud of the group. I think we spoke about Em getting 4 steals and 4 blocks, and she really set the foundation for our defense tonight. And we spoke about how we could turn them over and force turnovers, and they executed the game plan perfectly. It was great to see Carly Samuelson return. Just felt her presence with the gravity, and then Carla Light closing out the game. The execution with the ISO shapes was textbook. So great win for us, and we want to carry this momentum on now into the next game.
Can you just speak about or describe the culture that's being built right now in Portland?
Yeah, so I often think that culture is a buzzword, and for us it means something that's more tangible, and it's the behaviors and values of the collective group. And it's not about me going in there with rah-rah speeches. It's not about that. It's about the values that the players are setting and what we want to commit to as a group. And then every day in practices and film, it's how we hold each other accountable to achieving high standards. And I think best example of that is our ABC culture, where players have the freedom to agree, build, or challenge coaches and each other. And I think that's what it comes down to in terms of, in pressure moments like tonight, how can we keep our composure and stay connected. And that's what I think all the investment in our culture and our values is giving us some early returns.
How does Emily Engstler's defensive versatility allow you to be more aggressive on the perimeter of the point of attack?
Yeah, enormously so. I'm just looking at the total we forced 19 turnovers tonight, and that's kind of the messaging from the very first practice of training camp is we have to turn teams over as much as possible. And I think she's really leading the effort there. And I think it's allowing us, with our point of attack defense that we're really emphasizing on the ball, and then playing high in the off-ball gaps, we're really trying to speed those teams up. And I think we saw a little bit again today where when we force other teams to begin their offense at 13, 12 seconds, it's playing, it's an advantage for us.
And part of that's because you can trust her and Carlton to pick up on the back line?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Coach, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
At the start of this journey, I know there's a long way to go, but Bridget Carlton said she wanted this team to be, quote, annoying to play against. How have you lived up to that identity in the early stages, and how have you done it in such a clean fashion to the tune, again, of 19 turnovers tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it's defensively, we've continuously spoken about we want to take calculated risks. And what I don't believe in defensively is having a more conservative defense where we kind of just let offenses play freely and get to spots and positions where they want to initiate entries, actions on the floor. So we're trying to disrupt that the whole time, disrupt their timing, disrupt their spacing, disrupt their positioning. And just, I think, being so intentional with that, to BC's point, that's what's allowing us to get those steals, force those turnovers, and then that fuels our offense because we're getting out in transition. And I think the thing I was most pleased about, it was during that third quarter where, we were down, whatever it was, I can't remember, 10, 11, something like that. And I looked at our rate of rim attempts, and it was incredible. I think we had 20 more rim attempts, and we just weren't making them. So I thought, and then our three-point shooting, we were getting some really good looks. And again, it was we were shooting 21%, and we finished closer to our expected of 35%. And I think I knew we were taking the right shots, we were finding the right shots. We just had to keep persevering and keep going about our identity, our principles of play.
Appreciate your time and insight. Congrats on winning.
Thank you.
John over here from She Got Game. You spoke slightly about the culture you guys want to build. Being around, being in this energy, in this arena, how much, how much does this motivate you guys to see the hype and see the crowd, the atmosphere and everything, knowing that you guys want to build this,
Yeah, enormously so. Obviously, an incredible atmosphere here, and we spoke about that in terms of how can we prepare, the mind game to play in an arena like this, where where the liberty of getting and playing off the energy from the crowd, and how can we use that to really just double down on our intentions and focus on our execution. And I think they did a great job, especially when in that stretch where we were down, just the resilience to keep coming back and keep executing, finding the right shots, applying the right defensive covers consistently. They crushed it.
And what you know, the momentum. What type of momentum does a win like this build? You know, beating a team with so much championship DNA. You know, what does it say for a young team, and just ultimately, you know, how does this build into the culture you guys are actually trying to build?
I think it's huge just for kind of building character and just continuing to focus on us and double down on everything we're doing. I think it's a case of, I don't want to add anything more, no more plays on offense, nothing more defensively. I just want to keep relentlessly getting better at what we do every single day. And then, you know, if we keep getting 1% better every day, I think we're going to be in a really good shape by the end of the season.
Coach, just wanted to ask you just about, well, first of all, congrats on the win once again, but just wanted to ask you just about Carla, just in terms of what she was able to do in the fourth quarter, especially while being on the island, going against Stu, you know, like some others. What do you think it says about a guard like that when she's able to thrive in a clutch in a lot of those one-on-one situations, to be able to create her shot and ultimately succeed?
I mean, to do that at 22 years old, I'm just so encouraged by the potential there, and that's what this is all about. Like multiple players on our roster have, you know, long-term deals with us. They're young, and I'm just so excited to see what the development's going to be. But talking, you know, going back specifically to Carl, I think it was the efficiency at which she did it, 8 of 14 tonight, and it's the ability to just get downhill at will and constantly put pressure on, you know, on the rim. And that was kind of when we came in and we created a player development plan for Carla. We were just really looking at, all right, how can we get the best, design the offense around her unique strengths and put her in places to succeed. And a lot of that was just really putting an extra emphasis on Carla getting to the rim and having that mindset where, you know, instead of always just settling for that pull-up early, the three was a good one, we wanted that. But if you don't, you know, get that early pull-up, can you keep getting to the rim and just putting stress on defense, getting them in rotation? And I think she's responded so well. Her drive rate is unique. I think it's like top 10 in terms of percentile in the league, getting downhill both ways. So I think we're able, you know, when we space really well and we execute those ISOs, I think it's a really hard action for opposing defenses to contain.
Coach, Doug Farmer, DAP. Sarah Ashbrook in that last stretch, I think she did all 7 of her points in that 12-0 run. Just talk about what she did down the stretch for you guys to get to the win.
Yeah, I think
that corner, I think, well, shot clock running down.
So I think, you know, SA's fourth quarter performances have just been remarkable this year. It's every single fourth quarter she's stepping up. And I just said to her in the locker room, the play that changed the game was when, I can't remember who shot it, but we all crashed, and she came up with the offensive rebound and dribbled out, took the corner three, and that was the momentum that really, I think, started that last quarter surge for us. So, yeah, incredible things she's doing to close games.